So if you want to achieve anything in life, better relationships, a better career, more happiness, it really all starts in one place, your brain. It is, without a doubt, your single most powerful asset. So today, we're going to build the blueprint for making it healthier, starting right now.
For most of us, brain health is just this, abstract concept. But just think about this for a second. What if you could see an image of your own brain? All of a sudden, it becomes intensely personal. That's the moment it shifts from some vague idea to a living, breathing reality, an organ that is directly affected by everything you do.
So that really begs the question, right? If we know we need to take care of it, what are the actual science-backed steps we can take? Well, that's the blueprint we're going to build together today. To start, let's just demystify this thing. It's so easy to forget about that 3-pound ball of tofu sitting in your skull, but all our thoughts, our feelings, our entire future, it all begins right there. So making it healthier is the foundation for everything else.
So where do we even begin? We start with the basics. We're going to cover 4 simple, non-negotiable habits that form the absolute bedrock of a healthy brain. I mean, if you can master these, you're already way ahead of the game.
First up, exercise. And hey, you can forget about some super complicated gym plan. The research is crystal clear. The best exercise for your brain is simply anything that gets your heart rate up. Power walking, dancing, playing a sport. If your heart is pumping, your brain is benefiting. It's that simple.
And the benefits are almost immediate. A single workout triggers 3 really powerful effects. First, you get that mood boost from the release of chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, your brain's natural feel-good messengers. Second, it activates your prefrontal cortex. That's the CEO of your brain, responsible for focus and decision-making. And third, your physical reaction times get significantly faster. It's pretty much the perfect prep for a big presentation or a difficult task.
Next is sleep. And seriously, this one is non-negotiable. When you get healthy sleep, your brain is hard at work, consolidating memories, basically locking in what you learned that day. It's also like a cleanup crew, flushing out all this metabolic waste. But without enough sleep, memories are lost, and that garbage builds up, leaving you with a literally gunky brain.
The third pillar is all about what you consume, and that includes both food and social interaction. For your diet, the science points overwhelmingly to a Mediterranean style. Just think colorful, non-processed foods. But just as important is feeding your social brain. We are social creatures, and studies show that regular human connection, and yeah, even just a quick hello to a barista, is directly correlated with a longer, healthier life.
Okay, with those foundations in place, we can move on to some powerful boosters. Let's look at a few specific foods and supplements that can act as, like, secret weapons for your brain.
Let's start with a big one, creatine. For years, everyone just thought it was for gym bros, right? But the brain science is absolutely fascinating. And here's the crucial point. If you take 5 grams a day, your muscles just greedily soak almost all of it up. To get those awesome cognitive benefits, you actually need to go higher. Studies suggest around 10 grams, so that the excess can spill over and fuel your brain.
And creatine is most effective when your brain is under stress. This could be from a high cognitive load, like when you're studying complex topics, emotional stress, or especially sleep deprivation. It's also incredibly beneficial for anyone on a vegan diet since they don't get creatine from animal products.
And just look at this number. This illustrates the power of creatine perfectly. One study found that a single 25-gram dose didn't just help with sleep deprivation, it completely negated the cognitive problems after 21 hours without sleep. Get this, participants actually performed even better than when they were well-rested. That's wild. All right, now for something a bit more delicious. High-quality dark chocolate, and we're talking 75% cocoa or more, is basically medicine. Studies show it can cause beneficial changes in blood flow to both the heart and the brain within minutes of eating it.
And then there's green tea. The compounds in it are incredibly effective at supporting the neurovascular unit, which you can think of as the gatekeeper that controls blood flow into your brain. And keeping that gatekeeper healthy is directly linked to a lower risk of long-term cognitive decline.
Finally, an ancient remedy that's backed by modern science, rosemary. Shakespeare wrote, "Rosemary, that's for remembrance." And you know what? He was right. When you inhale its scent, these volatile oils literally enter your brain through the olfactory lobe, which can actually improve cognitive performance. Pretty cool.
Okay, now that we know what to add, it's just as important to know what to avoid. So let's quickly cover the key habits that can actively harm your brain health.
The biggest threats are pretty straightforward, but they're critical to avoid. Living a sedentary life, chronic stress, which just floods your brain with cortisol, a diet high in junk food, and loneliness. And here's one you might not expect: hearing loss. It's a major risk factor for dementia because when your brain stops getting that auditory input, it can actually start to atrophy.
After all that, here is the most important message of all. No matter your age, no matter your habits up to this point, you are not stuck. You have the power to change your brain, and the process behind it is called neuroplasticity.
So what is neuroplasticity? Put simply, it's your brain's ability to literally rewire itself based on your experiences. It's the mechanism behind how we learn new skills, change bad habits, and overcome challenges. It's the biological proof that change is always possible.
But there's a key difference in how it works over your lifetime. As a kid, your brain is like a sponge, right? It just changes through passive experience. As an adult, that changes. To learn and rewire your brain, you have to be intentional about it. It requires focused attention and effort.
So how do we actually activate this process on purpose? Well, it comes down to 3 steps. First, you have to pay deep attention to what you want to learn. That focus is what triggers the key brain chemicals for change. Second, you need to be alert, creating what they call a cone of attention around the new skill. And finally, you must get quality rest, because the actual rewiring, the physical change in your brain, that happens while you sleep. And this is the empowering takeaway. It does not matter how old you are, your brain maintains the capacity for change throughout your entire life. If you have the desire to learn something new, you absolutely can. We've covered the foundations, the boosters, and the science of how your brain changes. The blueprint is right here. So the only question left is, what will you choose to do first?